Ryan Kavanagh is Boo Boo the Fool today. He is Boo Boo the Fool always, but especially today. And it is because Ethan and Ela have basically, and H3, have won 2 of the lawsuits against him. And I honestly just want to immediately get into his tweets. First of all, he said the following. He said, 1 lawsuit down, baby, 3 more to go. And then he said, and because we won on an anti-slap, it means your boy is about to collect some attorney fees. Potentially, we need to sue him for it, and it takes like 2 years. So they can really win big because of this. And then we have this one. It says, hold on, it just gets better. Was just notified that Ryan's new lawsuit against our website was thrown out for being improper. 2 lawsuits left. So they're literally winning so big. And we have the breakdown of it right here. Sorry, I'm immediately jumping into it. The amazing Emily D. Baker has went through the full thing here, and she's kind of simplified it for like me and you terms, which I appreciate. So it's going to be funny me trying to read through legal words here. But basically, we predicted that this was going to happen because Ryan Kavanagh was suing Ethan Klein based on his own just sadness. And he was suing Ethan because he was just honestly pissed off at Ethan. And this is such a bitch move that literally it didn't even get to go through the full way, the lawsuit. Like, this must be such a slap in the face to Ryan, and rightfully deserved one, because he had that cocky attitude all month of December that he was going to win the lawsuit, and when he takes down Ethan's channel and his defamation case and his this case, that maybe you lost. And the reason I'm so excited about this, 2 reasons. Number 1, Ethan was in the right the full time, and I'm victorious about the fact that Ethan won it. And number 2, Ryan Kavanagh was not only trying to take down Ethan, he was trying to take down any use of fair use on this YouTube platform. And Ethan Klein fought for it. He literally fought and has fought for fair use on this platform for so long, and we've talked about it at length. But basically, fair use is what keeps my channel going. It keeps a lot of Ethan's channel going. It keeps all of the drama channels, the commentary, everyone, most people on YouTube who even have a picture on the screen and talk about it. The fair use policy is something that gets so abused on YouTube, and Ethan is one of the few YouTubers who is standing up against these big corporate people who are just trying to silence people for having an opinion on them. And Ryan Kavanagh is the perfect example of just rich boy don't get his way, go cry in corner, go cry. Like, because he has all the money, he has all of the access, yet he's not able to win any of these lawsuits because he never gives a valid argument. He gets his feelings hurt, and then he tries to do a lawsuit, and he never wins. And that's why I'm being such a bitch about this, because I think it's so funny that he lost. And furthermore, that the judge are literally throwing out his cases because they're improper. I just think it's beautiful. I think it is so beautiful and so deserved. Because when someone has that cocky of an attitude about having so much power, and let's keep in mind, his main goal in the lawsuit, and he literally said this, first of all, he was sending Ethan threatening DMs, and we all saw them. He was incredibly unprofessional throughout this entire thing. He was so cocky going into this that what he was going to do in the end was get Ethan deplatformed off of YouTube and change fair use. Well, baby, you did neither. You couldn't even do one of them. And now everything's crumbling. Poor Ryan Kavanagh, he don't get his way. So Emily D. Baker, who I literally love so much. Emily D. Baker, we're going to Disneyland together, me, her, and a bunch of our friends, and it's literally like the countdown is on. I love Emily. She is my Jesus. She tweeted out and said, Ethan Klein defeats Triller. The anti-slap filed by H3 is granted, meaning the case is dismissed with prejudice, and it cannot be refiled, which is an important note. It literally cannot even be refiled. And Klein can go after Triller for all of the legal fees and costs which they are entitled to because of the ruling. So any money that they now spent on this, they can get it back and more, baby. Oh, by the way, ignore the Christmas tree. I just still need to take it down. So here we have Ethan Klein victorious over Triller, and then we have the following. So, yo Triller, the court says it's flipped. I love Emily. So it says, if I stumble over a couple of my words, it's because I'm not the most intelligent person in the world, and we will probably have some stumbles here and there. Statements concerning whether Triller falsely represented that comedian Klein, Kevin Hart, not Klein, it's already started, that comedian Kevin Hart uses the app is a statement that can be shown to be true or false. Defendants have put forward evidence to support their prima facie. It's gonna be a fucking mess. Showing that this was a true statement at the time that the podcast aired. Because again, Ryan was just trying to go after anything and everything that they said on the podcast. Despite not having a presence on the Triller app, the description of the Triller app stated millions of users have made Triller videos alongside with stars like Kevin Hart. Alright, so then we have declined to comment. The plaintiff has not put forth evidence to meet its burden of showing a likelihood of success on the merits that this particular statement was false. And then it goes on, and it says the following. A statement concerning the app was flipped, so unprofessional, is also a statement that can be true or false. I can't believe this is like court documents. Like, Ryan literally has like jokes from like other people. And like, Mommy, court, listen to us, they're making jokes about us. A statement concerning the app was flipped is also a statement that can be true or false. Defendants have put forward evidence that this was a statement originally made by Mr. Beck while he was trying to record using the Triller app. So not even Ethan's problem, someone else on the Triller app was saying, yo, your shit's flipped. Mr. Beck observed that the app had flipped the camera. Plaintiff provides evidence that the app had an inversion problem relating to the camera function on certain iOS devices. So literally, the court are just like, yeah, your shit is flipped. Thus, because it contains some sort of fact, it is not actionable as defamation because plaintiff must show that it's completely false, which is why defamation suits never win, baby. Plaintiff has failed to provide any evidence to meet its burden of showing a likeliness of success of the merits of this statement. So trying to say that the app flopped because Ethan said that the shit was flipped. So then Emily goes on to say the court finds that the statements by Klein are parody, which they are. I'm glad that the court has noticed that. That Triller didn't prove that Kevin Hart was on the app, and that Triller didn't prove their shit wasn't flipped. I'm not surprised by this ruling and have said since the beginning that the anti-slap would likely be granted. So here we have this, and it says Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, Civil Division. Triller LLC, Delaware Limited Company versus Teddy Entertainment, a California corporation, so Teddy Fresh, H3. And then it goes, the judge, it has different deputy sheriffs, and then it says, plaintiff claims that the statements were illegal because it was part of a larger scheme to extort Fight Club and harm Triller in violation of Penal Code Section 518. Like, he's literally going to all of these lengths, and the court are like, you're so dumb. Your shit is flipped, boy. Violation of Business and Professions Code Section 17200 and State Common Law. However, plaintiff has failed to carry its burden of offering any evidence to show a probability of success on the merits. So basically, you've been saying all this on Twitter, you've been saying you have all of this evidence, but why aren't you giving it to the court, baby boy? Because you do not have it. Plaintiff cites to the facts of Flatly, I think that's how you say that, Flatly? I don't fucking know. I would never be in the court system, let me tell you that. Where an attorney admitted to sending a letter to a defendant threatening public disclosure that defendant had SA plaintiff unless the parties settled for $100 million. Plaintiff here was not alleged nor offered any evidence to show that the defendant gave him this to settle or face threat of public disclosure. Plaintiff offers 2 declarations and 2 exhibits showing that some of the negative comments regarding the app use similar language to the podcast at issue. The court is left to surmise the additional elements for extortion from the evidence. The second prong is for an anti-slap analysis, place the burden on the plaintiff to submit admissible evidence to show a probability of success on the merits. Negative reviews, along with statements from the podcast, do not meet minimum requirement to show a probability of success for extortion. So the court are saying that not only do you not have enough evidence, you don't even have enough evidence to be the minimum of this. So basically, your shit is flipped and you are dumb. Hey, I love when rich businessmen do not get their way. All right. To the extent defendant's violation of Business and Professions Code Section 17200 is based on a claim under Penal Code 518, plaintiff fails to state a probability of success. Conclusion. So then we have, the ruling comes after the court determined that the Cav defamation suit is related to the now dismissed Triller suit. The Cav defamation suit is now before the judge, who just dismissed the Triller case, which is a win for Klein. So basically, Ryan Kavanagh's all talk publicly. He's showing nothing privately because, guess what? He had no case to start with, and Ethan wins, and Ethan is literally able to get back the money he spent on this case and more, and he was able to make so much content off of the fact of being sued, and at the end of the day, Ryan Kavanagh loses. Beautiful. Beautiful. I want to know your opinion on it, Mucker. We talked about when it was filed. We talked about his cocky statements online. We talked about his threats to Ethan in private. We said about how he knows he's going to win. And now we have the ending. Beautiful. I want to know your opinion. We'll talk about it below. This is great for Ethan, and it's also great for YouTube. It's great for YouTube. Another loss for one of these businessmen who thinks that they have all the power and all the mighty. You don't. At all. I love you. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Mwah.